A warm welcome for this 4-week faculty development program on pedagogical methods for outcome-based education system is designed to help teachers improve their teaching skill in a simple and practical way. It focuses on modern method that makes students active learner and ensure that clear learning outcomes are achieved. Organized in an interdisciplinary hybrid mode by the Department of Civil Engineering, College of Engineering and Technology Akola, the program gives teachers a good platform to learn new ideas, share experiences, and improve the overall quality of education. Myself, Professor Deshmukh, and I am going to enlighten you about the topic behaviorism. Today, we will understand behaviorism, its history, key theories, definition, application in teaching, and simple examples. By the end, you will know how behaviorism actually works in real learning. Behaviorism mainly grew through the work of three major scientists, Ivan Pavlov, John Watson, and B.F. Skinner. They all showed how the environment shapes our behavior. So, here is an experiment done by Ivan Pavlov, who was a Russian physiologist who discovered classical conditioning. Pavlov noticed that the dog naturally salivate when they see food. Later, he paired the food with a bell sound. After repeated pairing, the dog started salivating just by hearing the bell, even without food. This proved that a neutral stimulus bell can produce a learned response after association. It teaches involuntary behaviors, automatic responses. Classical conditioning is commonly related to emotional responses, fears, habit, and reflexes. This is another experiment related to behaviorism by John Watson, who is known as the founder of behaviorism. He said psychology should focus only on observable behavior, not thoughts or feelings. His famous little Albert experiment proved that fear can also be controlled. B.F. Skinner expanded behaviorism by introducing operant conditioning. He explained that our behavior is shaped by rewards and punishments. His experiment with pigeons and rats helped
Behaviorism
him show
explains
how
learning as
consequences guide
changes
behavior.
in behavior
Creating
that we
positive
can
learning
observe and measure.
experiment by
The
pairing
main
difficult
focus is
subject
on
with
stimulus,
enjoyable activities
response, and
like we do in
reinforcement.
our day-to-day life.
Behaviorism,
Like
a
example,
learning
we
theory
use classroom
developed in
routines.
the
When
early
bell rings,
20th
class
century.
starts, activity
Behaviorism
begins.
states
We can
that
reduce
all human
students'
behavior is
anxiety
learned
by pairing
from the
stressful
environment
tasks,
through
exam, presentation
interactions and
with calm,
experiences.
supportive
It does
behavior
not
from the
focus
teacher.
on thoughts,
Encouraging good
feelings,
habits by
or
associating good
the mind,
behavior
mental
with
processes.
praise or
Instead,
comforting
it
cues.
focuses only on observable behavior, meaning actions that can be seen and measured. Behavior is seen as a response to a stimulus in the environment.
Students usually work hard when learning activities make them feel happy, proud, and successful. So teachers should plan lessons that give praise, enjoyment, and a sense of achievement. A simple token system like giving stars, points, or stickers can be used to reward good behavior, and efforts of this often increases students' motivation, class participation, and academic performances. Repeating important idea, examples, and exercise many times help students remember the information better because practice strengthens their memory.
and make the knowledge more solid and clear in their mind. When teachers break work into small tasks and arrange them from easy to difficult, students can follow each step without feeling lost. Stay focused on the lesson and slowly build strong understanding of more complex topics. This slide shows an example of how instructional design work in an algebra class. The teacher gives students a big list of practice problem in algebra. These practice problems are the stimulus because they start the learning. When students work on the problem and try to feed the correct solution, that there is a responses. By doing many problems again and again, the students slowly understand the rule and the step of algebra. The learning happens because the repetition helps in the brain remember how to solve similar problems. So, over time, the students really learn algebra and can use it on their own. This slide gives another example of how learning happens. This time with a dog. The teacher, owner, wants to teach the dog to sit. So, the spoken word sit is the stimulus. At first, this word means nothing to the dog, but the owner repeats it many times. When the dog finally sits down, that is the responses. Each time the dog sits after hearing sit, the owner gives a treat and praise. Because of these rewards, the dog slowly connects the word sit with the action of sitting. After many repetitions, the dog learns that when it hears sit, it should sit down to get a reward, so that command become a learned behavior. Operant conditioning is a type of learning where we use reward and punishment to teach someone, student, dog, or any animal, to do something or to stop doing something. Teachers can use operant conditioning in the classroom by training students with rewards for a good behavior or punishment for a bad behavior. Here is how it works. Rewards for a good behavior. When a student answers a question correctly or does their homework, the teacher gives prize a good grade or a gold star. Because the student likes this reward, they will want to do good behavior again next time. Punishment for a bad behavior. When a student breaks the rule or does not listen, the teachers may take away a privilege or give them extra work. This makes the students uncomfortable, so they will try to avoid their bad behavior. How we decide to repeat or stop a behavior. Our action to rewards and punishment tell us whether to keep doing something or to stop. If we get a reward for something we do, we will likely do it again. For example, imagine a mouse in a cage that presses a button and get food as a reward. The mouse will keep pressing the button many times because it liked the food. But if the mouse presses a different button and get a shock, it will not press that button again because it does not like the shock. The reinforce must be desirable. For the training to work, the rewards must be something the person or animal actually wants. The same is true for punishment. It must be something they want to avoid. Consequences for behavior means what happens after you do something and how that changes if you do it again. Positive reinforcement, you do a behavior and then you get something you like, a reward. Because you got a reward, you are more likely to do that behavior again. Example, You study hard, you get prizes or good mark. You will want to study hard again. Negative reinforcement, you do a behavior and then something bad or unpleasant is removed or stopped. Because the bad thing went away, you are more likely to do that behavior again. Example, you do your homework early. Your parents stop scolding or nagging. You will want to do your homework early again. Common idea in both positive and negative reinforcement, something happen that feel good to you in the end. Either you get a good thing or a bad thing goes away. Because of that good result, you repeat the behavior more often in the future. Punishment is what happens after a behavior that makes you do that behavior less in the future. What is punishment? It is a consequences after you do something and because of it you stop or reduce that behavior. Example, you hit someone, you get punished, you are less likely to hit again. Sometimes punishment means adding something you do not like. Example, you come late. Teacher makes you stay after school or parents make you pay a fine. You will try not to be late again. Sometimes punishment means taking away something you like. Example, you misbehave, you lose recess time or cannot meet your friend. You will try not to misbehave again. Whether something bad is added or something good is removed, you see it as a bad because it is a feel bad. You do the behavior less often in the future. Here, this slide is comparing negative reinforcement and punishment in simple words. Negative reinforcement means something unpleasant stops or is removed after you do a behavior. Because the bad things goes away, you feel it is good. So, you are more likely to do that behavior again. Example, you wear headphones, loud noise stops, you will wear headphones again. Punishment means after you do a behavior, something happens that you don't like. So, you are less likely to do that behavior again. These bad things can be adding something unpleasant for extra homework or taking away something you like. Example, no phones, no games. Because you see it as bad. You try not to repeat that behavior. Shaping new behaviors means teaching a new behavior slowly in small steps by giving rewards. What is shaping? Shaping is a process where you reward a series of small actions that become closer and closer to the final behavior you want. It is used when the desired behavior does not happen on its own or happen very rarely. How it is done? First, you rewards any behavior that looks a little bit like the goal behavior. Then you stop rewarding that and only reward behaviors that are closer to the goal, step by step until the person or animal does the final behavior. Simple examples, in animal training, you might reward a dog first for looking at a hoop, then for walking towards it, then for going through it. For a very active child who cannot stay in his seat, you might reward them first for sitting for 10 minutes, then 30 seconds, then 1 minute, slowly increasing their time. Operant conditioning and classical conditioning are two different ways we learn from our environment.
Operant conditioning, it is about voluntary behavior. Actions you choose to do, like studying, pressing a button, or doing homework. The consequences come after the behavior, rewards, or punishments, then increase or decrease that behavior. Main psychologist B.F. Skinner used to change behavior using rewards and consequences, such as in classrooms, painting, and parenting and training animal. Classical conditioning, it is about involuntary behavior, automatic responses like salivating, fear, or blinking. Here, a stimulus comes before the responses. The brain learns to connect two things that occur together, like bell, food, salivation. Main psychologist Ivan Pavlov used to explain emotional reactions and reflexes, like phobia or why someone feels scared when they hear a sound linked with a bad memory. This slide is showing how classical conditioning and operant conditioning are different. Type of responses. In classical conditioning, the response is involuntary. It is automatic, like salivating or feeling fear. In operant conditioning, the response is voluntary. You choose to do it, like studying or raising your hand. Order of events. In classical conditioning, two stimuli are paired. One stimulus already gives a response food, and another neutral one bell is joined with it until the neutral one also give the same response. In operant conditioning, the stimulus comes after the response. First, the behavior happen, then a consequences such as praise or a reward follows. Students sit quietly. Teacher praise. This slide explains how behaviorism is used in education. Motivation and classroom focus. Behaviorism looks at external motivation, meaning students are pushed by rewards, stars, mark, and punishments, lose of mark, extra work, not by inner interest. Teachers use these methods mainly for classroom management to keep order and guide student behavior. How learning is organized. Learning is seen as step by step. Big topics are broken into small parts, and students must master part 1 before moving to part 2. There is a lot of repetition and practice, drill and practice to strengthen the link between question and correct answer, which is called mastery learning. View of learner. Behaviorism mainly focuses on the individual student's behavior, not on group work or social interaction. The key idea is that changing the environment and consequences can change how each student behaves and learners. This slide says that in behaviorism, people are moved mainly by outside rewards and punishments, not by inner interest or passion. External motivations only. Behaviorist B.F. Skinner said that what drives us is what happens outside us. Rewards we get and punishments we avoid, not our feelings or wishes inside. So, in this view, we do things mainly to get something or to avoid something bad. Examples of rewards. Typical rewards are grades, prize, stickers, money, or higher social status. Others thinking highly of you. According to behaviorism, these rewards are what make us study, work hard, or behave well because they make the behavior more likely to happen again. Behaviorism says that learning happens when people interact with their environment and their actions are followed by rewards or punishments which slowly shape what they do. In classical conditioning, a person or animal learns an automatic, involuntary response like salivating or feeling fear by associating two things that occur together, such as a sound and food. In operant conditioning, the focus is on voluntary behavior, and these chosen actions are strengthened or weakened depending on what comes after them. For example, praise or scolding. When behaviorism is applied to education, teaching is organized into small steps with lots of drill and practice, repetition, and clear rewards so that correct answer and good behavior are repeated more often. Students are mainly motivated by external factors like praise, grades, prize, or the wish to avoid punishment. So, learning is seen as something that grows when the right rewards and consequences are used again and again. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizing committee of Civil Engineering Department, the College of Engineering Technology Akola, and respected principal sir, the management, and all the viewers for giving me this valuable opportunity and for their constant support and encouragement. Thank you.